welcome to my YouTube channel, Forever Blazing. Subscribe to my channel. Quick question, avoid all the cars in the background. I know it's kind of noisy, but I hope you can hear my voice. This is a quick tutorial on how to change brakes on a 2008 Dodge Avenger SXT front wheel drive. All you need is just the basics. You need a C-clamp, 6-inch C-clamp, need your socket wrench, a 9/16, I hope you guys can see that, a 9/16, and a flathead screwdriver, just in case you may need to pluck off the brake pads. Since you're doing good, jack the car up. Then you're going to take off your lug nuts. One more lug nut to go. If you get all 5 lug nuts off, your tire should come right off. Move it off to the side. I like to turn my steering wheel so I can be able to access these bolts on the other side. It's a lot easier. Before you take off these bolts, I like to use my C-clamp first. In fact, I'll bring the camera in closer. There's only 2 bolts you need to access when you go to remove your caliper. There we go. It's this bolt and this bolt. But at the same time, you really can just remove this bottom bolt. You don't even have to touch that top bolt. If you just remove the bottom bolt, this will slide up, and when it slides up, you're able to reach both of the brake pads. I'll show you in a second. And the reason why I say to use the bottom bolt, this one, is because this brake line is right here. If you try to take it off from the top, you're not going to be able to fully access it. But if you take this bolt off from the bottom, you'll be able to access it without no problem. What this does is, it squeezes, it basically resets the cylinder inside of the caliper. And it squeezes all of the fluid, the brake fluids, back into the reservoir. You just keep turning until you can't turn no more. Remember, this both sides is a 9/16. Let me verify. Yeah, it's a 9/16. I'm gonna keep turning some more. I already did the other side, the driver's side. So this will be like a short video, just like a quick tutorial on how to change brake pads on a 2008 Dodge Avenger. I will have more channels coming soon. Or, I'm sorry, not channels, but more. Well, yeah, I guess you could call it channels. I don't know. This bolt, for some odd reason, is more stubborn than the other side was. Not exactly sure why it's being like that. Let's try that again. It's supposed to just slide right out. I can feel it coming out real slowly. There it goes. I'm just gonna lube it up some, so I won't have that issue again whenever I do need to change my brake pads. Spray some inside the hole. Stick that back in there. And see, he just slides right up. Now, my brake pads aren't really that bad, but you know when you got some bad brake pads because your stopping point will be right there. Right there, this is actually your stopping point, and this is like your piece of meat on top. When you burn through that piece of meat and you just hear that, that means you're just grinding and you need to change your brake pads as soon as possible, or else you can damage the cylinder inside here. Now the cylinder pushes in and out. It will pretty much pushes out while you're pressing on the brakes. That allows you to stop. Now a new brake pad will look like, will have a lot more meat on it. See right there? That's a lot more meat compared to how these would look. It's like less meat. So all you do is just pop the new one in just like that. Same thing on the other side. Now I must admit, sometimes it gets kind of difficult putting these on here, but it's going to be a tight squeeze or a tight snug. Sometimes you may have to like hit it like from right here or right here, just so it can be even, so it can fit on there evenly. Sometimes you might get it to where this part will get in, and then this part won't go, and it'll be stuck, or vice versa, to where it'll be like that, and you can't get the bottom in, and then it'll be stuck. So it's best to just try to put them on here. It's best to try to put them on here real even, and push them in at the same time evenly. Or if you may need to, you can use a little lubrication. I like to use PB Blaster. A lot of people like to use other things too, but it doesn't really matter what you use as long as it's lube, some type of lube. And while you're also in here, just check for other things too. Check and make sure your caliper is straight. Check and make sure your CV axle boot is okay. Also check and make sure your lower ball joints, your tie roddings, make sure all the boots on here is okay. Check your brake line, make sure your line is okay. Just check all the way around, make sure everything looks good. That way you will know what you're up against next time you have to come back in here. Because you don't want to keep coming back in here when you should actually know what the issue is the very first time. So we got our new pads on here, so same thing except for it's just the opposite procedure. When you go to put things back together, you just put everything back the opposite way. I'm using my C-clamp on this. I'm not sure exactly why that one's acting kind of funny. C-clamp pretty much comes in handy when it comes to pushing things together, especially if you don't want to use your own strength. And it's pretty much hot here. It's very hot, so I ain't really about to use all that. It'll give me a headache. So I hope you really enjoyed this. This is like a quick tutorial on how to change your brake pads on a 2008 Dodge Avenger. And I'm pretty sure it's the same. It's pretty much practically the same procedures on a lot of cars, a lot of vehicles. Some vehicles, they may have 2 cylinders. Some vehicles, you know, you have to use a little cube-shaped tool thing. I can't think of the name of it. I'll talk to basically spin the cylinder back in. But that's more to it, like on another video or somebody else's channel. I'm just showing you how the basics on how to change your brake pads on a 2008 Dodge Avenger. And I'm pretty sure there's more years out here that's pretty much the same method. Whatever you do, sometimes you should not even have this type of problem on your vehicle. Mine is kind of iffy, but every vehicle is different. So different folks, different strokes. And it keeps pushing back out. Not exactly sure why it's not catching. There we go. Got it to catch finally. Sometimes you just gotta, you know, be creative whenever you have to fix something or anything. Okay, now that's all done. You don't have to be in here no more. So instead of going to the steering wheel to turn the wheel back, I think I ain't got no choice but to because the other tire's on the side, on the ground. So I'll be right back. Alrighty, I'm back. Got the old brake pads off. Got the new pads on there. Got the caliper back on there, bolted down. Go ahead and grab the tire. Put the tires back on here. that, I'm working off the ground, so I'm just using my feet to hold it. That's pretty much a good procedure to use. Use your foot to hold it while you're putting in all your bolts. That way the tire won't either like fall off or whatever. In case maybe something weird that could easily happen. Put all the bolts back on and we're good to go. And also, whenever you're doing any type of brake changes and you completely put on all the pads like we just did just now in this video, you want to go inside of the vehicle and press on the brakes a few times. You want to pump the brakes. I like to do it with the car off, and I like to do it with the car on, just in case. But so just press on the brakes a few times, pump it. That way you allow all that brake fluid to push back into the cylinders and even out the space. So that way you have a nice tight squeeze when you get done. But like I said, this is just a quick video on how to change your brakes. I'm not gonna hold you guys up for too long. So after I get finished like this, I can verbally tell you what to do afterwards. Like once you put your tire and stuff back on, you can pop your hood and check your reservoir, your brake fluid reservoir. Make sure it's topped off. Top it off with brake fluid. And then, like I said, once you do all this part, complete all this, you want to go inside. You know, press on the brakes a good 8 to 12 times. I like to do it a lot of times. That way I know for sure I got everything on there. So press on the brakes a few times with the car off, and then do the same procedure with the car on. And check your fluid. Make sure it's not too low or not too much. And go from there. Should be rolling. Another thing I wanted to mention is since you noticed when we changed the pads, we did not have to open up no lines. As far as the caliper lines, we didn't have to go through no lines. So the reason being is because we didn't have to put on a new caliper. Normally whenever you have to put on a new caliper, you have to seal off the line, or else you have to basically bleed the brakes. Right now we don't have to do no bleeding brakes. So this is a quick video on how to change your brake pads without bleeding your brakes, because we're not opening up no lines in order to change them. So this is why it's best to know. This is why it's best for me to give you guys a quick heads up on how to change your brake pads without having to bleed your brakes or changing out your caliper. So I hope you really like this video. This is a quick, easy, way I can show you, demonstrate and show you how to change out your brake pads on the 2008 Dodge Avenger, and also any other vehicle that's in that falls in that category, or I should say platform or whatnot. Thank you for watching my video. Please subscribe to my channel, and I will be making more videos soon. Thank you.